YouTube, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna get right to it. On today's video, we're gonna have the 300 back on the dyno because I'm tired of saying, oh, something's wrong, this and that, blah blah blah. We're gonna hook the dyno up onto the correct, accurate settings, and we're gonna get a nice bass. Right now I'm gonna take it around the block. We're gonna see how it feels. Everything feels good, but you know, spread its legs a little bit, get some rust off the rotors, but hang tight. The brakes drag a little bit.
Yeah, they sticky.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta get rid of some.
Did that shit even get sideways?
That shit was trash.
Yo!
Nah, it wasn't too bad. It got sideways. It got... Oh, this thing about to crash into the bench. Oh, what is that? The shifter cable? The shifter came off?
That mid-shift was only because my shit came off.
I doubt it, but that was a lot better. Good shit.
That's right. That's great. 400 Sunday. God damn. This what you do for a living, man?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm doing right now, man.
This shit's crazy. This shit look like some high-tech shit.
We doing high-tech shit out here, man.
Is that exhaust? Is that turbo boost?
That was going through the intercooler.
Oh.
Alright, so you guys probably won't believe me or believe this, but right now I'm just trying to get a hold of the dyno. It's reading these spikes when I get off of it, when I stop the run. I just grounded the car. Nothing changed. So the reason why it's reading 350 and 338 right now is because I have it in a different load setting. You heard I didn't even get to go to rev limit. That's because it was holding so much load back, I couldn't get there. So it's holding about 90% load, which is good for about 1200 horsepower. This car is only putting down, as we can see here, it's floating around the 430 range. That's what we keep seeing popping up when I put the correct information in. The only thing that's whack is the torque. The torque is being thrown off. I don't know what changed. I don't know what's going on, but. So we got the 300 in here. We put it on the dyno. We put it on the accurate setting so we can get accurate numbers out of the dyno and see what this thing really makes. And it makes 430 to the wheels. And in that setting, which is on a dyno, is from a vehicle making 500 horsepower to 800 horsepower. So in that range, it interpolates its own load and everything like that, and I just let it rock out. Unfortunately though, with the graph, it's picking up this little torque spike right here. I'm not really too sure what that's about. So I do believe that spike started to come into play after I put up this optical sensor. Now that reads the crankshaft down there, and that's what gives me the timing to know, you know, the RPM signal. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. But the car makes 430 to the wheels. The highest it made was like 436, I believe, and that's that. So yep, car's healthy, it's really good, I like it. Gonna be back in here for some cams, springs, E85, throttle blow valve. Yeah, that's about it. Stay tuned, y'all. This is gonna be an extended cut for you guys. I'm gonna try to explain all the doubts some of you might have concerning the dyno and the power numbers that I'm claiming this 300 is making on 9 PSI. So with the dyno, you can hear when I'm doing the power pulls that the pull is kind of fast. You know, it's faster than, let's say, the traditional loading dynos that we'll hear. But for a hub dyno, this is spot on. I could put the load up a little bit, but numbers wise, it's spot on. I don't need to change anything. And this is just for the power pulls. This is just a power ramp, you know. This is just to get dyno numbers. I don't do my tuning in this mode. I do my tuning in another mode where I can control the pitch and I can put more load on the car and really get into details cell by cell. So without further ado, I'm going to break it down to you guys how I went about getting these apps. Without further ado, I'm going to show you guys step by step how I came by with this number. And you know, hopefully you guys believe it. Not hopefully. I'm hoping that you guys get the understanding a little bit when I show you guys the numbers, how the numbers add up on paper. So without further ado, let's go. Alright guys, so let me take you through this. Up here, we have the log for the 300. You can see I have 3 tables up. I have engine speed, engine load, and injector duty. So right at the very peak of the run, which I'm only shifting at 6,800. 6,800 is the rev limit. I'm not even taking it to 72, 74, or 76. So at 6,700 RPM, I hit 9.5 PSI. That's 9.5 pounds of boost. That's straight wastegate, no boost controller. You can see I hit the injector duty cycle a high of 44%. So that's 44% duty cycle at 6,700 RPM at 9 PSI of boost. So we take that information we have here and we plug that into this online calculator. This online calculator, it asks for injector size, the fuel pressure, if it's turbocharged, naturally aspirated, gasoline, number of injectors, and the duty cycle that you hit. This is the calculated from everything that I put in. Injector size 1200 cc, 43 psi base fuel pressure, it's turbocharged, it's on gasoline, 6 injectors, and injector duty cycle is at 44%. So you can see the numbers they spit out here. It's saying total horsepower 502. Okay, that's what it's saying right here. 502 is the total horsepower that the 300 made on the dyno according to the data that I pulled out of it. So if we plug that information here into our calculator, if we put that 502 times 0.15, because we want that 15% drivetrain loss, we're going to get 75. So we take 75 away from 502, and we get 427. Now 427, some guys will say, oh well, the dyno read 436, but this is a hub dyno, so we have even less drivetrain loss, calculated about 12%. So let's see. So that's 502 times 0.12 for the 12%, we get 60. Safe. Trying to do a video here, man. Alright. So we've got 502 subtracted by 60 equals 442. Alright. So you can see with 15% drivetrain loss, we're getting 427. With 12% drivetrain loss, we're getting 442. Alright guys, so there you have it. That's my explanation with the power that the 300 is making. I'm confident that the dyno is accurate. That's the numbers that the 300 make. The 300 makes 430 to the wheels at 9 psi, wastegate spring, pump gas, all day, every day. Stay tuned. We're going to change a blow valve, so you guys know the deal. The 300 is coming back. I'm going to make a nice little playlist for everything so all you guys can see the history on the 300 from start to finish. This is honestly just the beginning. Stay tuned, guys. Until next time.